Yes, this may look like a gifted package from Dior. It's not. I bought it from Dior and I chose the gift packaging. So let's unbox it. Hi, my name is Lauren if you're new here. If you're not new, you probably know I'm a pretty big fan of luxury makeup. So Dior launched some new products that I really want to try. Now, fun fact, I actually just finished filming and editing a video where I do a full face of Dior. So you're gonna see that on Saturday. So be sure to subscribe if you like luxury makeup like I do, because we did a full face of Dior and it was awesome. And then I heard about this launch and let's check it out. So what are we talking about? I apologize for the cough drop in my mouth. If I didn't have it, my voice would be cutting out every couple of minutes. I think it's the weather. I hope I'm not getting sick, who knows? But Dior, see, I just did it. Dior launched a few new things. One was a brand new stick foundation. 2 was a contour stick. And 3, they also launched new blush highlighter palettes. I think some of them are actually contours. I only picked up one, and that one is definitely, I believe, a blush highlighter combo, but I haven't even opened my package yet. Honestly, the box is just too pretty. I kind of wanted to show it off on camera. The Prestige gift wrapping is actually free with your order. I think if your order is a certain amount, it's free. So of course, I wanted the fancy wrapping for myself. But I really wanted to try these products because one thing that I really love about Dior is their foundations. Their foundations tend to be absolutely exquisite. They're some of my favorite foundations. So I wanted to see if this stick foundation works for me. Now, I typically have pretty dry skin, so I really have found stick foundations to be hit or miss. Some of them blend into your skin really well and melt in. Others stick on your dry patches, kind of make you look a little scaly. Not great. And I'm like, okay, if anyone can do a stick foundation right, it's gonna be Dior, hopefully. I gotta keep showing you the fancy interior of the box. Just so you get an idea of the prices, first up is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Stick Tint Multi-Use Foundation Stick. That's what it's called. I have mine in 1.5N, which is the typical color I wear in all of my Dior foundations. This is gonna set you back a little bit. It's $52. And let's take a look at what it looks like. Oh, okay, it is heavy, which is nice. I do appreciate when luxury, it popped out. Okay, well, be careful when opening, unlike me, because now mine has cat hair on it because it fell on the floor. And a lot of the times with stick foundations, there'll be like a plastic covering, and this one did not have it. Okay, this is what it looks like. It did have a very nice imprint. Maybe it just wasn't like clicked in because it made like a click. It must be refillable, which is great. I should have probably been a little more careful, less enthusiastic, I guess. But this is the foundation stick that we will be playing with today. Be careful with it. Then we have the Forever Skin Contour Stick. This is a sculpting face stick, and I have mine in, I believe this was the lightest color available, and it's in 1. And it's got like a matte packaging, and I'm gonna be much more careful with this one. But this is what we are working with today. Looks like it's got a little bit of wax bloom. It's super hot here in California, so that's totally normal. But that is really exciting. And this one costs $47. And then the last one that I picked up is the Rouge Blush Color and Glow. And this one is in the colors Dioramour Blush and Glow. So let's take a look at what it looks like because I'm really excited for this one. This one I actually just checked and it was sold out on their website. I'm sure they'll restock. It's never an issue with them. But it was the only one that sold out and I got it. So kind of excited about that. And this one is gonna set you back $50. So even though they did have a couple other options, more were definitely more blush leaning. This one I feel like it's potentially gonna be 2 highlighters, but we'll see, or 2 blushes. I don't know yet, we haven't swatched it yet. But there were also a couple in this range that looked like they were also contour or bronzing palettes. So, but this is the one I picked up. So let's go ahead I think we should go ahead and do some foundation first. Now I did prime my skin with the Dior Forever Glow Veil, and I love this primer, and I'm hoping it's Dior, so it'll work with Dior. But really with stick foundations, I just never know how they're gonna work. So I'm going to carefully open this. Got cat hair all over my Dior already. I can't say I'm surprised. But let's just go in, and if this color is the same as everything else in their color range, should fit perfectly. I don't have any concealer on, so we're just gonna use it as concealer as well. It is fragranced, I can tell you that right now. It does have a smell to it. It's kind of strong, so if you are sensitive to fragrance, I would say probably stay away from this one. But let's go ahead and see how it looks once we blend it out. Ooh, okay. So far, I am liking this. That's really nice. Okay, it's Dior, so I had high expectations for Dior, but you know, sometimes you never know. Not every product is made for everyone. So if this didn't work for me, I would have been like, okay, well, luckily the majority of everything else of Dior does, so that's okay. We're gonna take the loss on this one, but it's blending out really well. By the way, this is one of my favorite finds of 2024. This is the Danessa Myricks foundation brush. Like kabuki brush. I mean, I will be talking about this in the end of the year when I do my favorites for 2024, because this thing blends out like a absolute dream. And so far, it is working really well with this stick foundation. Okay, one thing that worries me sometimes, one thing that's always a concern for me for stick foundations, again, I have drier skin, and sometimes it just looks like I'm wearing foundation when I use stick. It lays on top. Hourglass used to have, maybe they still do, I don't know, their stick foundation, right? Do they still have that? And I was like determined to get it to work for me. It didn't work for me. It just sat on my skin. My skin did not like that one. I think that looks really good though. It looks very natural. It blended out super easily. Worked perfect with the Dior primer, and it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look cakey. Obviously this is just a first impression, so you guys are learning with me, but I don't feel like it is exaggerating my pores either, which is another problem as someone with dry skin that I run into with heavier, thicker foundations. But okay, that was really a very happy surprise. I really like how that looks. So let's add a little bit of contour. Now this is the lightest color, and ooh, in the stick I was like, that looks a little bit warm, but upon application it actually looks like it's decently cool toned. I mean, it is a contour stick. Typically contours are more cool toned. They're supposed to really exaggerate any hollows in your face, making your face look a little more angular. This color is really nice. As somebody who is pretty fair, I am more cool toned. I like a bronzer or a contour stick that is pretty cool toned, or at least neutral leaning. I really, even in my bronzers, I don't love warm bronzers. Some of them are okay. Like there's some good ones out there that work for my skin tone, but for the most part, cooler tone or neutral tone really just fits my face better. So this is something that, I mean, it's called contour, but I would use it as a bronzer. And that is just same as the foundation stick. It's blending out so easily. Look at that. That looks really good. Did I blend it enough on this side? Maybe not. Wow, okay. It really melts into your skin. Super easy to blend out. Doesn't look cakey. Okay. Now let's get into this blush highlighter. I do want to go ahead and swatch it. So we're going to do the pink side, the purple side. Pink is definitely less luminous. I would say the pink looks like it's going to be more of a, potentially a blush, but it is also very light. So we've got pink and we've got the purple down there. So hopefully those are showing up, but that is a very light blush. And let's go in with a little more. It might be too light for me and I'm really pale. Okay, but let's see what it looks like when we put it on a brush and apply it to our face. Okay, let's see. I think something is showing up. It's kind of, I feel like the year of the blush. I've said that in a lot of my videos because I truly feel it is the year of the blush. And not just blush, but like pigmented blush. So this is definitely not pigmented. This is kind of the same issue I had with their pink lilac color. It was supposed to be purple and it just was so light and not pigmented. And it didn't look purple at all. It looked maybe a little bit pink. I'm trying to get as much on here as possible. It's just a very light blush. Okay, it's on there. It's got a little bit of glowiness to it. It's not just matte, which I really like, but there's no like large chunks of shimmer or anything like that. But let's get into this highlighter because it does appear that this is a blush, this is a highlighter. And the highlighter does seem to be very shiny and it's purple, which again, it's the season of purple as well. Purple everything, and I love it. Okay, that's pretty. It's very subtle. This is not an in-your-face blinding kind of highlighter, if that's what you're looking for, but it is subtle. It is very finely milled. So again, you're not getting any like chunks of shimmer, which is what I prefer because I don't like chunky highlighters. But this is a highlighter that I could use for work if I'm kind of feeling something a little more subdued. Actually, no, I would wear this all the time. Look at that. That's just really pretty. Okay, well, great. Now I'm obsessed. I will say that even though the pink side, the blush side is very light, they just pair really well with each other. So they work really well on top of each other. Every once in a while, you get a blush highlighter duo. Don't look good together. And it's always like, how did those two get paired up? I wonder about that. This was just a first impression. Again, I just got this package in the mail. I wanted to open it together though, just to give you my first impression. Literally, that's what this is, first impression. And I will say, I am very happy with my purchase. I think the stick foundation just looks so amazing. It really does. It looks even better in person because it doesn't look like you're wearing anything. It just makes your skin look so good. I know I keep saying, I'm like shocked. I shouldn't be shocked because again, Dior is luxury makeup. Like we hope it works when we buy it. But again, not everything works for everyone. With my really dry skin, stick foundation has just been more miss than hit overall. And I think this is a hit because it doesn't feel sticky. You know how sometimes they can feel a little bit sticky. They're like a little too emollient, but this feels great on my face. It blended out beautifully. It's not emphasizing my pores, which can definitely be a problem for me. And I just think this is a really, first impression, beautiful product so far. I mean, it is $52, so it is more on the expensive side, and it does have fragrance. I would say the cost and the heavy fragrance are going to be more of falling into the negative category, but I don't smell anything anymore. So the smell when I applied it has dissipated, which is good. With this, like, I don't think you would need any setting powder. It doesn't feel, again, it's completely dry. It doesn't feel like any wetness or stickiness or anything like that, which I get that with the Fenty stick foundation, which is actually my favorite stick foundation that I've discovered so far, but it does not dry down 100% on me. Even if I do a really thin layer, this one is totally dry. Like it feels like I'm wearing nothing. It feels like it dried down to a powder, if anything. So really nice finish. I really like that finish. Now for the contour stick, again, I looked at it and I was like, that looks kind of warm. Doesn't that look a little bit warm? It's not. It is a really good neutral, cooler toned contour color. It is supposed to be a contour, but I, again, will probably use it as a bronzer as well, just because that's what I do with my contours. They bronze my very cool toned face. It's perfect. I love it. Same as the foundation stick. It blended out effortlessly. The color was perfect. I'm really happy with the color of it. And it just looks good. It looks good. That blend is effortless. It's not sticky. It dried down perfect. It blended out just so nicely. That was so easy to work with. So that I'm also very happy with. Now, hate this packaging. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You can already see we opened it together and you can already see my fingerprints all over it. Now, this one, I will say that blush is very, very, very fair. So it's good if you're looking for a blush where it doesn't look like you're wearing a blush. So if you're ever going for that look, this blush will do that for you. But it's really that highlighter, that perfect lilac color. I mean, you can't really see the purple too much on your face. It's very, very subtle, but it's just like this sheen of light that really hits the right places, illuminates your face, gives your face that extra glow. This is a really, really pretty product. Like it's still, you know, I'm gonna play more with this blush, but it's lacking the pigment. So again, if you are darker than me and you've been looking at this one in particular, I would say that probably stay away from this one. If you're looking for a blush that is a little more pigmented, a little more obvious that you're wearing blush, this is not it. So just kind of a warning, but luckily they do have a full range. They have a bunch of different colors. So definitely check that out. Both of them have a really good formula. So the blush and the highlighter, it's very smooth. It applied great, even though it was very hard to see this one, but the highlighter really applied flawlessly. There's no kick up. You're not seeing like little dust storms on your face as you're going in, which can happen with powder. Like that's not unusual at all. But this one, there was no like dust storms on my face. So again, a really good formula, just like the other two products that we tried today. Different because this is powder, the other two are cream, but still very, very good. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm really happy with my purchase. I'm glad that I didn't get too scared that they were coming out with a stick foundation and avoid it, because I think this might be my new favorite product for the summer. We'll have to see how it does in hot weather. This is just a first impression. We'll have to do a wear test as well at some point, just to see if it can live in this very hot, sticky weather we're having in California. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, if you love Dior, I'm doing a full face of Dior, not with these products. Didn't know these were coming out when I filmed that, but I'm doing a full face of Dior on Saturday. So be sure to subscribe so you can catch that as well. I would really appreciate it. And I'm gonna see you all in the next video. Bye.